Hi everyone, I'm Cendril, and welcome to a Shooting Star series, Gunstar Heroes. This is a game by Treasure, as you saw. This was on the Sega Genesis. I'm gonna go to options real quick. I have tinkered with the game sound. It is just naturally a loud game, and as you can see, there is no configure, just configures the buttons, as you can see. There is no real sound options for me, so I've tinkered with it the best I can. Hopefully, it's okay balanced. It's just a really loud game. But I said this on the Sega Genesis. I still have this cartridge actually, but you can get this on Steam using the Sega Genesis and Master Classics collection, where you can just buy games that they have on Steam. And I have a few Genesis games on there. But this one I played a lot as a kid, and was one of the few games that me and my brother got along on. And we would play Gunstar Heroes. I have a younger brother, and we didn't play many games together, but this is one of the ones we did. And it's a lot of fun. It's a pretty straightforward game. It is a platformer shooter, and it's just a lot of fun to play. I highly recommend it. There was also, I believe it was the Game Boy Advance, they remade Gunstar Heroes and made Gunstar Super Heroes. And I don't remember it very well, but I believe it has more story to it. And it plays like Gunstar Heroes, except with more stuff added in. Very cool. So, we're gonna have a lot of fun. This will be a very short series, and I hope you have a lot of fun with it, though. It's a very simplistic game, and it's just gonna be a simple Shooting Star series, and we'll just have some fun. And I want to thank, I forget which commenter said, at the time of this recording, I have a lot of lengthy LPs going on. And they said I should do a Shooting Star series or two, just to have some shorter projects right now, because there's a lot of longer projects going on. And I agree with that. So I'm going to do Gunstar Heroes here, and maybe one more. I do have one with Starlight, where he's very prominent. He'll be the main character, and he'll pop up a lot in annotations. But I'm still working on that. Those take me a long time to do, just because I have to type out all the annotations and really edit it. But I'm working on that. Stop talking, Cendril, and get to the game. Sure. There are 4 difficulty levels. There's easy, normal, hard, and expert. This will determine how hard the enemies are to kill, the bosses in particular. And how strong your weapons are. On expert, and how much damage you take. On expert, even the most simple hit will do a ton of damage to you. On easy, you can go through the game just like it says easy. I'm gonna play on normal, just because I want this to be more of just a relaxing playthrough and just show off the game, in case you don't know. I don't know how many people do know this game. This is probably a kind of cult classic from the Genesis era, but it's a lot of fun. And like I said, this is a game made by Treasure. Treasure made a lot of awesome games that are just, I don't know, they're just a lot of fun to play. They use different mechanics. They try different things. I don't know if Treasure is still around. I don't think they are, which is a shame, because they have some pretty crazy games that are just a lot of fun to play. This is one of them. One that maybe a lot of people know is Mischief Makers for the Nintendo 64. If you know that game, that's a Treasure game. But Treasure has a lot of cool games, the company. So if you see a Treasure game, just know you're gonna have a lot of fun. You know, I think that's how I feel about Treasure games. You're just gonna have a lot of fun with it. Alright, there are 2 characters. You have red and blue. I forget which one is which. But basically, the difference is one is free shot, which is you can move when you're firing. Then there's fixed shot, which when you're firing you don't move, but it makes it a lot easier to aim in diagonals, which is useful in its own right. I like free shot. I like being able to move and fire at the same time. Choose your weapon. You get to choose your beginning weapon. Don't worry, you'll be picking up a lot of weapons as you go through the game, and I'll be going over how this game works. This is Force. It is just a rapid-fire machine gun, basically. Very to the point. This is Lightning. Lightning doesn't fire as fast as Force, but you can fire through enemies. So the shots will go through enemies and hit enemies behind them. This is Chaser. Chaser is a homing shot, basically. Chaser follows enemies. On lower difficulty levels, it's really awesome. On higher difficulty levels, it tends to not do enough damage, which makes it not as viable on higher difficulty levels. And then there is Fire. Fire does a ton of damage, but it has a really short range. I'm going to start with Force, which is just kind of the basic machine gun. As you can see, up top we have our Vitality. You can see the weapon we have, and we have no points. That's what the top one is points. Vitality is our health. When it reaches 0, you game over. There are 4 stages to choose from. You can do them in any order. I'm going to do them in, I don't know, what I feel could be the easiest to hardest. In some way. The first 2 are debatable, I guess. Basically, the mine level here is the hardest stage. And you'll see why. We're just going to start with this first stage, the Ancient Ruin. Pink's mining machine dug up a gem. You'll tell that a lot of the characters have a color associated to them. Like, our main characters that the players play as are red and blue. This is, pink is the boss here. And then this is green, orange, and black. The Empire Army is attacking the natives. Save them! And then point! So, there we go. There's jump and there's fire. Okay. And I am playing this on Steam. Like I said, I'm using my wired 360 controller. So, there's that. There's an attack button. As you can see, it's a very, very straightforward. Enemies continuously spawn, so you have to move forward. You can jump and fire, and if you press jump while you're in the air again, you do this body slam attack. If you press attack while you're out, don't get thrown. If you press attack near an enemy, you will throw them. As you can see. That thing that you saw flying by drops power-ups. But let's say, well, I sadly went past most of them. Let go. And we'll take fire. Now, here's the cool thing about Gunstar Heroes. You actually can carry 2 weapons. Depending on the combination you get different weapons. So, I have fire and force. That causes this force-type attack, where it's rapid fire. And when it hits, it causes an explosion. There's the fire aspect added to it. By pressing what would be the C button on a Genesis controller, you can just choose one weapon or another. Here is just fire. And then, of course, we can have just force. And here's the combination. So you can get quite a few combinations. And here's a mini-boss, this ninja thing here. This ninja guy. There you go. Hearts you pick up for health. There we go. Boss is approaching! Papaya Dance. Yes, that is the name of this boss. Action, Balloon Bomber, and Mother Ant. Those are its attacks. And you can see the boss's health. So yes, not only do you get to know the name of the boss, you get to know the name of its attacks, and you can see its health. How cool is that? Like, that doesn't happen in a lot of games. It's just one of the ways that this game is just unique. It's just a very unique game, and it's just a lot of fun. Ow. Defeated! Once you get rid of all the boss's health, the boss will explode. And you can move on. Let's see what else I can get. That's a little trick there. You can body slam the enemy. Alright, let's change out... Still getting used. There's the slide. I'm still getting used to the controls here. There we go. Now I'm probably gonna die here because I'm trying to show things off. Here is Double Force. It is just a much more powerful machine gun. Very useful. It's a very solid gun to me. Oh, there was lightning. Oh, and I died. If you continue, you just continue from a... from the beginning of the stage. I think there's checkpoints. I don't remember. It has been many years since I played this game. Alright, let's actually make some progress here. Here is Force... Let go! Here is Force and Chaser. So as you can see, it is Force, but it is actually homing in on the enemy to some degree. It's trying to. I've never had a lot of luck with Force Chaser. But there you go. And... Go away. Here is just Force. Or just Chaser, sorry. As you can see, it homes in on enemies. But it is not a very strong weapon. Now, your health can go above 100. Just that you start with 100. Boss is approaching! Papaya Dance! Let's go. As we know, actions, Balloon Bomber, and Mother Ant. Chaser can be pretty useful for bosses. But, like I said, on higher difficulty levels, Chaser's damage goes down a lot. So, it's not very useful at all. It just takes forever to kill bosses. Alright, let me grab... Switch to Force, switch that out. Here is Double Chaser. You fire out the Chaser bullets much faster, and there's more of them. Very useful on lower difficulty levels. It's a favorite of mine on lower difficulty levels. Here is Chaser and Lightning. Now, Chaser and Lightning is very interesting. As you can see, let me show off just Lightning. Here's Lightning, which we know goes through enemies. See how we killed both of those guys? Chaser Lightning will cause just one thing to show up. It's just one attack. But it will home all over the screen, hitting enemies until they're dead and then moving on. Against bosses, this is a very damaging attack. However, it does have one problem. The targeting. As you saw, it was trying to hit this building up here, and it took a while to kill. Sometimes, like there, see how it's stuck on the sandbag? Sometimes it gets stuck on something that you don't want it to. Something it can't kill, but is still able to target. Which can cause problems. However, when there's nothing like that, there it is just destroying a boss. When there is nothing else on the screen for it to hit, you get a lot out of it. A favorite of mine for sure. Especially on higher difficulties. On higher difficulties, the damage is very much welcome. No, what the hell? Don't fall down, by the way, you'll take damage. It counts as a bottomless pit there. Once you reach the top... Boss is approaching! Bravo Man! Spinning Driver and Dragon Punch. You will get quite a few bosses here, and they're all interesting and just different. Now, we're gonna destroy Bravo Man really fast because this weapon is overpowered against bosses like that. Also, I'm playing on normal. I should maybe play on hard, but I'm probably not good enough to get through on hard because I just take too much damage. But this is just a really good weapon. If the targeting, and you can just hold the button down, by the way, I'm just holding the button down while doing this. If the targeting starts to not go right, just let it go. and refire it. Oh, there's Force. Let me go... Here's Force and Lightning. You can kind of spray it like this, just tap up, and you can kind of get a spray going on, like a shotgun. But it's just a faster fire lightning, is what it is. Let's see, I showed this. I'm going to try to show off as many of the different weapons as I can. I'll just take Force. Oh, health. And more health. Awesome. What they drop is random for the most part. Sometimes they are programmed to only drop health. Just watch out for the claw thing here. I don't even remember if you can destroy it. With that, warning, when you see that, that is the boss of this stage approaching. Pinky Rotor, Hitman Shot, Iron Knuckle. Here's the boss of the stage. There's the Hitman Shot, I believe. Now, duck and jump will let you slide, which can do damage. Now, not the best weapon for this, because what you have to hit is the top part, not the legs. If you slide under here, however, you can just do this. You can hit it from beneath, which is a really big, just easy tip. Make this boss really simple. And there you go. Done. Stage clear. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to get these 4 power gems back. And there's one. There we go. You will take your weapons with you. Of course, your score goes with you. Every stage you beat gives you 20 max health. So now you will start a stage with 120 vitality instead of the normal 100. And that is what will happen. So when we beat Black Stage, which is the next one we're going to do, which is probably my favorite stage, just because it has a really cool mechanic. Deadly on higher difficulty levels. But hopefully we'll be okay. We'll start with 120, and then once we beat it, we'll start with 140, and so on and so forth. So, that's going to do it for this episode. These are going to be very short episodes. I may do just a stage, an episode, maybe 2. The game is pretty short. But it's just a lot of fun. Just trust me, it's a lot of fun to play. And I used to play this a lot. Okay, like I said, it's going to do it for this episode. Next time, we're going to do Black Stage. Until then, I'm Cendril. Thanks for watching, and I hope you had a lot of fun. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.